A desolate courtyard under a dark sky. Heavy footsteps echo on the broken stones. A lone woman faces a group of swordsmen. The scarred leader orders his men to trap her. They draw their blades, closing in on her. She gives them a final, chilling warning. Her threat turns into a death sentence. One of the men urges them to attack now. With a roar, the swordsmen rush forward. She effortlessly parries the leader's attack. He stares in disbelief at her power. A wave of energy explodes from her blade, sending his men flying through the air. The leader knows they are no match for her. He desperately forms a hand sign. His men follow his lead, preparing a technique. They summon a massive spiritual beast. She watches the formation, completely unfazed. He boasts their trap can stop anyone, but her own power begins to surge, channeling lightning into her glowing sword. The formation unleashes a torrent of dark energy. Their confidence shatters in an instant. The leader can only watch in utter horror. Her lightning blade pierces their formation. She wields her power with absolute ease. The battle ends in a single, decisive strike. But this was all just a cutscene. A young man watches, completely captivated. He is Su Yuan, a hardcore gamer. He laments his favorite character's fate. Frustrated, he wonders how to save her. He spills water on his sparking keyboard. A strange energy surges from the machine. Su Yuan is engulfed in raw electricity. The blinding light consumes his monitor. Suddenly, he's in a ruined courtyard. He wakes up, completely disoriented. His head pounds, his memory is a blur. He looks down to see a corpse at his feet. He's standing in a field of dead bodies. He stumbles back, questioning his sanity. He falls against something soft behind him. It's Ran Kingmo, the woman from the game. She coldly tells him to get out of her way. He's stunned by her beauty, then panics. He tries to explain, but a new threat appears. Her glowing blade flashes right past his face. Her blade cleaves a massive stone statue in half. The stone giant was a failed ambush attempt. A voice from the rubble calls out to its master. His only thought is to get away from her. Suddenly, he recognizes this exact game scene. He's the character being kidnapped right now. He's been reborn inside the game world. As the final boss's third son, Su Changshan, she questions his sudden, strange outburst. She confirms her identity, Ran Kingmo. The horrible truth sinks in for our boy. He banks on the classic transmigration trope, a system. Right on cue, a system interface begins to load. But the system fails due to too many transmigrators. His consolation prize is an achievement viewer. The feature only lets him view past events. He screams at the useless, departing system. Now he must face Ran Kingmo without a cheat. She orders him to follow, her voice like ice. He follows her deeper into the desolate landscape. He knows being kidnapped is a certain death sentence. Then his gamer knowledge sparks a plan. He remembers her true motive from the games. He calls her out, revealing he knows her mission. She confirms his accusation with cold eyes. Su Changshan is stunned he was right. Ran Kingmo demands to know his source. He realizes he's revealed a player-only secret. In this timeline, their families are still allies. His father's betrayal is still a hidden plot. His worthless reputation makes his knowledge impossible. He tries to de-escalate with a friendly smile. But Ran Kingmo isn't here to talk. She lunges forward, sword drawn. A flash of steel slices across his neck. His life flashes before his eyes. A moment of darkness and silence. He opens his eyes, drenched in cold sweat. He's still alive, his throat untouched. It was an illusion, a deadly warning. Her blade is at his throat once more. She suspects he's part of the conspiracy. He calmly pushes her blade aside. He begins his counterbluff with a smirk. He turns the tables, questioning her knowledge. A dark energy begins to fill the air. She demands to know what he's implying. He sees his plan as working perfectly. He explains the deep history between their houses, a bond between the Sword Sect and the Great Yan. He asks why his father would betray such an ally. She senses his racing heart beneath the calm facade. He offers to help her if she lowers her sword. She wonders just how many secrets he's hiding. With a sharp sound, she sheathes her blade. She closes her eyes, seemingly accepting his truce. Su Changshan geeks out, amazed to see her in person. He watches as she suddenly collapses, then gets knocked out cold with a wooden stick. Ran Kingmo stands over his unconscious body. Her eyes are ice, enough talk. He wakes up inside a dark, rainy cave, thrown on the damp ground, completely disoriented. His head is pounding from the brutal blow. Across the cave, Ran Kingmo sits silently. A chilling energy radiates from her, freezing him. She looks pale, her power clearly unstable. Her entire demeanor has shifted once again. He's annoyed she's still holding that stick. A new woman enters carrying a bowl. She offers medicine to her weakened young miss. Ran Kingmo opens her eyes, exhausted but aware. Su Changshan struggles to catch his breath. He realizes this is how his character always dies. Kidnapped, knocked out, and dragged through the rain. He's shivering, anger finally boiling over. He asks if she wants him to freeze to death. She gives a deadpan shake of her head. Then help me make a fire, he screams. She has no flint, he tells her to use her chi. He knows chi is a universal energy source here. A master like her should easily create flames. She summons her power, gathering cold energy. Su Changshan stares at the floating ice crystal. She offers him the ice, asking if it will work. He explodes, demanding a bonfire, not more cold. Ran Kingmo is completely unfazed by his rage. His body is at its absolute limit. He can't hold on any longer. He collapses forward, losing consciousness, and lands right in her arms. She looks down at him, her expression unreadable. He thinks he's about to die right after arriving. This must be what dying feels like. A sweet liquid is poured into his mouth. He opens his eyes to see her saving him. He struggles, confused by her actions. He shoves her away, demanding answers. A strange warmth spreads through his body. A massive red python looms behind her, but she just offers the beast a drink. A single drop lands on its golden horn. Su Changshan looks closer at the creature. It's pinned to the ground by an ice spike. Her ice magic trapped this beast. He realizes she captured it for him. She gathers a pile of damp wood. He asks how they'll ever light it. She orders the python to breathe fire, and just like that, a bonfire roars to life. He recognizes it as a flame spirit python, a rare beast with valuable alchemical parts. Its fluid cures cold but has side effects. He realizes what she just made him drink. A sudden heat rises in his cheeks. He turns to see her taking off her robes. Panicked, he blames the aphrodisiac. The situation becomes incredibly awkward. She's just trying to dry her wet clothes. He realizes he completely misunderstood. Flustered, he decides to dry his own clothes. He approaches the massive, trapped beast. A mischievous idea forms in his mind. The captured python looks incredibly nervous. He taunts the beast, ordering it to help. But his taunt only enrages the creature. It unleashes a massive blast of fire. The attack is far stronger than he expected. Suddenly, she's there, deflecting the blast. Her ice sword holds back the inferno. With a single slash, she strikes the beast. Its massive head falls to the ground. He stares in shock, demanding to know why. He recalls the original plot. He died 9 times. Each death was unique and seemingly accidental. Drowning, falling, all disguised as accidents. But now he sees a sinister pattern. Someone wants him dead on this journey. He turns to her, his tone now serious. She calmly agrees, ready to listen. He's just relieved she's not attacking him. He lays out his proposal. They must cooperate. He knows his father's enemies want him dead. But the python's desperate attack feels wrong. She reveals his death would ruin her plans. He's stunned. She knows he has no chi. He clarifies his offer. He'll navigate, not fight. Using his system's map, he can find them shelter. He points to a location she instantly recognizes. Her father has a secret, well-stocked cave there. He tries to build trust, but she remains wary. With a destination set, they begin their journey. A sudden torrential downpour soaks the forest. She walks unfazed through the storm, but our boy struggles to keep pace. An hour later, he is completely exhausted. He finally snaps, yelling at her for getting them lost. Then he realizes his own foolish mistake. She takes command, ordering him to find high ground. He summons a powerful gust of wind. Grabbing her, he prepares to launch them skyward. His face contorts in a comical shriek. They rise on an ice pillar, shielded from the rain. She asks if he can get his bearings now. From this height, he can see everything clearly. He scans the landscape to match it with his map. He spots their target, Tianmen Mountain. She confirms the hidden cave is on that peak. He knows the cave's secret trigger condition. He tells her it's time to go. She agrees and the ice platform shatters. She vanishes in a flash of purple energy, leaving our boy to plummet from the sky. But she reappears below him in an instant. A swirl of green energy prepares to catch him. The power wraps around his falling body. She grabs him midair, breaking his fall. They slam into the ground with incredible force. Her hand firmly supports his back. The impact creates a massive crater. He's stunned by her raw power. The landing was anything but gentle. She starts walking, but he's confused. He realizes she plans to walk for 10 days. She calmly states that she cannot fly. He demands she use her skills to carry him. Her cold gaze falls upon him. A sudden chill runs down his spine. She explains his body is too weak to survive her speed. He understands her flight would tear him apart. Then he proposes a new plan. They'll find a demon beast for him to ride. A terrifying roar sends animals fleeing. He wonders what kind of beast she's hunting. The sounds of battle echo through the forest. He notes the beast's cries are fading. Then a rustling in the bushes nearby. She returns, dragging a massive beast. The creature looks anything but cooperative, but it purrs like a kitten for her. She pulls out a club and it panics. Its terrified meows fill the air. Elsewhere, a scene of total devastation. Two mysterious figures survey the slaughter. They've tracked the kidnapper to this tragic scene. His companion asks for his assessment. The attacker used no special techniques, yet they killed a full formation in one strike. She asks if he possesses such power. He admits he couldn't destroy the statue so easily. This person might be stronger than him. The eldest young master has arrived to investigate. He sends her back to report the enemy is a grandmaster. He'll continue the hunt, believing they're slowed down. He'll leave a trail for her to follow. He leaps off, knowing he may not survive. His companion watches him go, her mission clear. Elsewhere, our heroes travel through the forest. Their tamed beast carries a strange, lumpy cushion. A cushion our boy is forced to sit on. He nervously asks if the tiger will bite. Still, he admits it beats walking himself. Suddenly, a crippling pain seizes his body. He doubles over, coughing up blood. He curses this body's hidden, fatal flaw. He collapses, falling from the beast's back. His companion shouts his name, Su Changshan. He jolts awake, completely disoriented. He finds himself back on the moving beast. They've traveled to a snowy, desolate landscape. He stumbles onto the frozen ground. He asks how long he was out, 4 days. He wonders what kind of illness this is. Perhaps he's awakened a special constitution. He gets excited, thinking his cheat has arrived. But she asks if his rejection syndrome is over. She explains how powerful souls can possess others. He realizes the original soul is fighting him. He tries to play dumb, asking what she means. She stares him down. You are not Su Changshan. Su Changshan weighs his options, admit or deny. He stays silent, caught in her gaze. He wonders what happens if he confesses. His stomach suddenly rumbles, breaking the tension. He deflects, asking if his identity matters. She stares back, completely unimpressed. She says it doesn't, but questions his ignorance. He claims to have lost most of his memories. She asks if that includes the cave dwelling. She corners him. How did he know about the sword sect? He reminds her of their deal not to pry. She brandishes a large stick, threatening him. He offers his help, but she refuses. Suddenly, their beast panics and runs. The ground trembles violently beneath them. Something enormous bursts from the frozen earth. She calmly announces its arrival. A colossal black serpent looms over them. He recognizes the beast, a 7-life python. He sees it's a powerful 6-molt python. He knows it can become human after 1 more molt. He realizes this is a future female lad. He panics, realizing the plot is going wrong. The serpent's massive tail whips toward them. The serpent's massive tail crashes down. She grabs him, asking why he's just standing there. She pulls him clear as the ground shatters. He is unceremoniously thrown out of the fight. The fleeing beast gets smacked on the head. She orders it to protect Su Changshan or else. She tosses him a talisman, telling him to escape. If it moves strangely, he must crush it. She turns to face the colossal python alone. The serpent roars for its minions to kill her. She charges forward, her sword glowing with power. Her blade slams into the serpent's armored hide. The shockwave sends the poor beast tumbling away. He shouts he'll wait for her on Tianmen Mountain. She bluntly shuts down his plan. He insists, screaming the meeting place again. After a moment, she finally agrees. She re-engages the python in a flurry of strikes. But the serpent targets the fleeing Su Changshan. A massive energy blast hurtles toward them. He screams at the beast to do something, anything. The beast bravely intercepts the deadly attack. The serpent prepares another blast, its maw glowing. From above, she dives in for a decisive blow. He realizes she was directing the python to kill him. Her blade slams down, shattering the serpent's attack. She raises her sword, unleashing a final icy technique. The impact creates a massive, blinding explosion. The shockwave sends them flying, but the beast lands safely. He tells the beast their destination is a hidden cave. It carries him swiftly through the desolate woods. Su Changshan recognizes the surrounding landscape. A strange, pierced mountain looms in the distance. He's arrived at their meeting point, Tianmen Mountain. He feels an immense power emanating from the peak. He wonders if a sword strike carved the mountain. Such power makes even a war god seem weak. Suddenly, he coughs up a mouthful of blood. The beast turns, shocked by his sudden injury. Just witnessing the sword intent is wounding him. Behind them, a massive cloud of dust erupts. The colossal serpent's head crashes down before them. A flurry of sword strikes flash across the screen. The beast's armored hide is shredded by the attack. The impact sends them tumbling from the cliff's edge. Su Changshan shields himself from the flying debris. He looks up to see her standing on the corpse. She pants heavily, the battle finally over. Her icy blade drips with the serpent's blood. He calls out her name, Miss Ran. Her sword strikes something hidden in the corpse. A strange red flower bursts from the flesh. Su Changshan recognizes it instantly. It's the legendary snake heart lotus. He leaps down to claim the rare treasure. This is a priceless top-tier alchemy ingredient. It can be refined into powerful rebirth pills. This is the key to fusing his body and soul. But he's stunned. A main character just died. His presence has altered the entire plot. Now his knowledge of the future is useless. On the serpent's corpse, Miss Ran stumbles. Her strength gives out and she falls. Su Changshan lunges forward to catch her. He catches her just before she hits the ground. He cries out her name in desperation. Suddenly, two new figures arrive on the scene. They survey the massive field of ice. The man is glad he didn't face this alone. They identify the beast as a high-level demon. Only one person has this kind of power. It could only be Ran Kingmo of the Sword Sect. The woman suspects Ran Kingmo captured their target. She orders a report sent to the eldest master. But the man insists they've been on a direct path. He follows the trail through a desolate canyon, heading straight for the infamous Tianmen Mountain. Back with Su Changshan, he holds Miss Ran desperately. Their destinies are now bound together. The wind howls through the jagged peaks. The world around them is cold and unforgiving. In his arms, Ran Kingmo slowly wakes. She asks for her home, her hidden cave. It lies deep within a bottomless abyss. He holds her tight, worried for her safety. He tells her she's too injured to continue, but she warns him his father's men are coming. He panics, imagining a brutal execution. She senses his fear and promises to keep his secret. He's stunned. She knows he possessed this body. He asks if she can fly, but she's too weak. Trapped and exposed, he desperately seeks an escape. Suddenly, a risky plan forms in his mind. He turns away from her for a moment, then scoops her back into his arms. Confused, she asks what he is doing. He looks her in the eye and proposes a bet. If they survive, she will owe him a favor. She stares silently into the vast, empty chasm. She bluntly tells him they are not going to survive. He argues that since he saved her, she already owes him. Ran Kingmo considers his desperate, reckless logic. She finally agrees to the deal. With their pact sealed, he jumps off the cliff. Her small companion shrieks in absolute terror. As they plummet, Su Changshan recalls a key detail. He's gambling everything on her high fortune stat. They fall together into the bottomless abyss, crashing violently through the trees below. Elsewhere, another of his father's men has arrived. He asks the pursuers if they've found the third young master. The woman reports Su Changshan was taken down the cliff. The newcomer recognizes her from a past mission. He gets overly familiar, offering to buy her drinks. She coldly repels his hand with a flash of energy. She reminds him the eldest master is already down there. He learns the kidnapper was Ran Kingmo herself. He's stunned, suspecting a conflict between powerful factions. A sudden gust of wind whips through the forest. The pursuers turn, sensing they are no longer alone. A vortex of energy reveals two new arrivals. The eldest young master stands with his masked subordinate. He recognizes the area as an illusion mist array. He deduces Ran Kingmo set this trap herself. The array is unbreakable, but its energy will fade. He orders his subordinate, Shadow 7, to stay behind. He rises into the air, preparing to leave. His energy coalesces into a massive serpent. He announces his departure on a long journey. He calls his brother trash, but forbids outsiders from harming him. He commands them to ensure his brother's safety. He fears his father's rage if another brother is lost. Deep within the chasm, darkness reigns. A single drop of water falls from the stone. The drop lands on Su Changshan, waking him. He groggily sits up as Ran Kingmo watches. He realizes he's been clutching her hand the entire time. His gamble paid off. Her high fortune stat saved them both. He turns to face her, confused by her silence. She suddenly thanks him, catching him off guard. He dismisses her thanks, reminding her of the bet. She asks what he wants, and he panics at her implication. He tells her he'll save the favor for later. He surveys the cave, recalling it holds hidden treasures. Su Changshan rises, Ran Kingmo watching curiously. He searches the body of a fallen foe. A triumphant grin spreads across his face. He finds a legendary Sumeru ring. In this world, it's a priceless treasure, but he lacks the energy to activate it. He casually tosses the ring to Ran Kingmo. She injects her spiritual energy into it. The ring's seal breaks with a flash. Its contents spill out onto the cave floor. He dives onto the pile of treasures. He takes stock of his newfound loot. One bottle contains powerful healing pills. Another holds a pill to stabilize the soul. The last is for a specific cultivation manual. He offers Ran Kingmo the healing medicine, but he greedily clutches the rest. He asks for one of the empty jade boxes. She tells him to just take it himself. Suddenly, she leans in close to him. She offers to trade an item with him. He realizes she looted it from his body. He accepts, asking her to store it. He knows powerful pills can be deadly to mortals. He must master this manual to fix his body. He opens the book, finding complex text. The manual's concepts are completely alien. He's utterly lost, the words making no sense. This isn't a game, it's impossibly difficult. He glances at the pill bottles on the floor. He considers the risk of taking just one pill. Then he grabs the second bottle as well. A dangerous idea forms in his mind. The first pill would shatter his meridians. Its second stage would scatter his very soul. But the other pill could pull it back together. He plans to blend two opposing pill effects, shattering and rebuilding his soul repeatedly. This will perfectly align his body and soul. It will also make leveling up much faster. A wicked grin spreads across his face. He'll become one of this world's top geniuses. He forces himself to calm down and think. The manual warns of extreme danger and willpower. He realizes there's only one path forward. He grabs Ran Kingmo's hand, pleading for help. He needs her to teach him cultivation basics. She agrees without hesitation, much to his delight. He gets flustered, asking if he has to strip. She explains her weak chi could hurt him through clothes. He laughs, relieved by the simple explanation. He takes off his shirt, asking about his pants. She glares, telling him that's quite enough. He lies down nervously at her command. Her hand hovers just over his abdomen. She'll use her chi to show him his acupoints. With a warning, her finger glows with power. A jolt of energy hits his first pressure point. She zaps him repeatedly, naming each agonizing point. He struggles to his knees, utterly exhausted. Ran Kingmo is not impressed by his progress. He begs her to stop looking at him like an idiot. She grabs him, ready for another brutal lesson. His body is racked with painful shocks. His screams echo throughout the cavern. Days of this torturous training pass by. A full month has gone by in a flash. He's now a blur of motion, training hard. His sword cuts through the air with precision. He declares he's mastered her sword technique. Now he can finally attempt the blood origin. A sudden noise alerts them to danger outside. Ran Kingmo's expression hardens with grim certainty. The cavern's protective seal is about to break. He frantically asks how much time they have left. She calmly estimates about 2 hours. The glowing barrier cracks under immense pressure. He knows the entire Su family is waiting outside. With only 2 hours, he must risk the blood origin. He asks her to put him in a near-death state. She can, but she demands to know why. His answer is simple: to save both their lives. She's confused, stating her wounds are now healed. But he knows their true enemy, Su Chang'e, is out there. He recalls the story of her devastating defeat. Su Chang'e took her down in only 2 moves. The man reached the origin realm a decade ago. She grips her sword, realizing she's outmatched. He offers himself as a hostage for her escape. His selflessness earns him another favor from her. She asks what his plan is for after this ordeal. He sits in the ritual pool, ready to begin. He needs to be near death but fully conscious. He'll use 2 pills and the manual to fuse his soul. For the first time, she looks truly worried for him. With no other choice, she tells him to get ready. She gathers a chilling blue energy in her hand. It hits him, a freezing agony he's never known. His body starts to fail under the immense cold. She touches his head, keeping him conscious. He manages a weak thanks for her help. Now for the next step, the first pill. He swallows the concoction without hesitation. A new wave of power surges through him. The icy energy swirls violently around his body. He must face death to forge his soul. He focuses on the blood origin manual's teachings. A crimson blade of energy forms in his hands. It erupts into a vortex of raw power. His old self is being consumed by the ritual. Memories of his past life flash before him. A life of arrogance, failure, and disgrace. He was a disappointment to his entire family. A useless noble who only caused trouble. His past sins culminate in a final punishment. But that past shatters, forging a new blade. Ran Kingmo is reborn from the ashes. She warns him the enemy has broken through. He calmly pulls his red scarf into place. A new man stands ready for the fight. She looks at him, a question in her eyes. She introduces herself as Ran Kingmo. He smiles, already knowing her name. He is Su Chang'e, a man reborn. She confirms his soul has been successfully forged. Suddenly, the entire cavern begins to shake. Su Chang'e knows his pursuers have arrived. The ceiling shatters, raining down debris. 4 figures land above, calling for Ran Kingmo. She prepares for battle, drawing her blade. But Su Chang'e's hand stops her. He steps forward, telling her he'll handle this. He tells his allies that she is not an enemy. He steps out into the open to face them. A group of 4 warriors stands before him. His eyes narrow, recognizing a familiar face. He remembers the masked woman from his past defeats. She orders another warrior to retrieve Su Chang'e. A crimson energy ignites in his hand. He repeats his demand, let Ran Kingmo live. She watches him protect her, stunned. Her cold expression softens with surprise. His allies question his command, but he stands firm. He orders them again, and they finally relent. He knows his elder brother is waiting above. He tells Ran Kingmo she is free to go. She hesitates, not leaving immediately. She offers a future alliance in Jingjiang City. With a powerful leap, she's gone. She soars away, leaving the allies behind. They exchange a final, parting farewell. Now alone, he faces his old enemy. He commands them to take him up. A strange wind whips through the canyon. A dark silhouette descends from the sky. He's roughly yanked into the air. The masked woman scoffs at his complaint. Up above, a new figure sits atop a massive beast. A man with two-toned hair sits in meditation. His expression is calm, almost detached. Su Changshan recognizes the 7 lotus flowers. They've bloomed and a dark horn has grown. He knows this python belongs to Jai Fenghua, but the snake demon princesses are already dead. Their deaths have sent the timeline spiraling. The mysterious man stands, rope in hand. His eyes narrow, facing an unknown future. Suddenly, a rope whips toward his neck. He dodges the whip, complaining about his brother's methods. He warns his brother Su Changj to back off, but the rope whips back for another strike. He dodges again, the impact shattering the ground. Su Changj calmly retracts the rope. He's stunned as the rope stops before him. A red aura flares as he catches the rope. He confirms the man's identity, Su Chang. His brother remains completely unfazed. He acknowledges the technique is surprisingly good. Su Changshan holds his ground, aura blazing. Su Changj counters with a green energy technique. A powerful wind whips around Su Changshan. The immense pressure pins him in place. With a clenched fist, his brother controls the gale. The wind lifts him helplessly into the air. He demands to know what his brother is planning. A sudden dread hits him. His brother is suspicious. He asks a monk to inspect Su Changshan's body. The monk leaps down from the massive python. This monk can test if a soul matches its body. The monk's touch sends agony through him. He tries to think what the real owner would do. He grabs the monk, demanding to be released. Su Changj tells the monk to report anything he finds. The monk says the body is fine, but there's something else. He reveals Su Changshan now has an innate Dao body. Su Changj is completely shocked by this news. He immediately kicks his brother in the stomach. The blow sends Su Changshan flying across the ground. He vows revenge once his cultivation catches up. His brother just gives a cold, condescending smile. He calls Su Changshan a useless waste. He warns him not to get arrogant over a bit of luck. Su Changshan seethes, powerless for now. A shadow falls over them as a giant bird descends. It lands with a ground-shaking thud. The massive creature carries a pagoda on its back. Su Changj tells him to get on, unimpressed by his shock. The bird's eye glares with ancient intelligence. Their retinue begins boarding the flying structure. With a powerful beat of its wings, they take flight. The pagoda soars through the desolate sky. Inside, Su Changshan confronts his brother's intense stare. He recalls a key detail from a previous timeline. In that future, a woman named Jai Fenghua defeated his brother. But in this timeline, Su Changj has already killed her. A masked attendant announces their arrival at Jingjiang City. Su Changj sits impassively before his brother. Su Changshan peeks out, eager to see the city. Below them lies the sprawling Jingjiang City. Their giant bird mount lands atop a building. His brother kicks him out, telling him to reflect. Several vials of pills are tossed down after him. Su Changj says they will heal his injuries. Su Changshan catches the potent medicine. The pills offer soul, meridian, and cultivation boosts. He smirks, realizing his brother might actually care. A sudden knock echoes from the door. A slender hand pushes the screen open. A masked attendant enters with a medicinal meal. Su Changshan stares, a flicker of recognition in his eyes. He recalls the original body's memories of this woman. The old Su Changshan had begged his brother for her. He realizes she's been sent to watch him. He tells her that his brother gave her to him anyway. The masked woman Yinger remains silent. She ignores him completely, setting down the tray. Su Changshan's eye twitches with annoyance. He decides it's time to teach her a lesson. He reaches out and places a hand on her back. He's stunned she didn't dodge his touch. He decides to push his luck even further. A blade flashes, slicing through his hand. She slams him back against the table. He screams in agony, staring at his wound. Stunned, he glares up at the masked woman. Yinger stands over him, completely unfazed. He stumbles back, demanding an explanation. Her eyes are cold, offering no answer. Without a word, she turns and leaves him. Enraged, Su Changshan smashes the tray. He screams empty threats after her. From the roof above, 2 figures watch and laugh. One man mockingly praises Su Changshan's courage. His companion recalls the time he kidnapped a marquis's granddaughter. The man learns he kidnapped the Northern War God's granddaughter. This is the very reason he was exiled here. The red-haired man asks if the kidnapping succeeded. The marquis's eldest son stormed the estate to rescue her. He's shocked Su Changshan wasn't beaten to death. His older brother was home, unaware of the girl's identity. The timing seems far too convenient to be a coincidence. The original Su Changshan claimed he was set up but couldn't remember who. The man suspects a memory interference technique, but he questions why a grandmaster also can't remember. A cold wind blows across the city rooftops. The black-haired man admits he can't remember either. They suspect a powerful master, but even shadow guards found nothing. For now, their task is to teach Su Changshan how to cultivate. The scene shifts to the bustling, drunken, immortal tower. Inside, veiled women greet the evening's clientele. A cup is slammed down in a fit of rage. A drunk scholar rants about Su Changshan's undeserved hero's welcome. His friends try to quiet him, but he shouts he's not drunk. He accuses the Prime Minister of treason and Su Changshan of being a beast. A friend nervously warns him about the Secret Investigations Bureau. He dares them to come, as a shadowy figure offers to make the call. The entire room falls into a dead, terrified silence. Upstairs, a man named Su Yuan watches the show. His companion, Zhou, wonders why he's not angry about the insults to Su Changshan. A servant reports on Zhou's own swift entrance with 2 maids. Su Yuan mockingly asks if he's finished already. Zhou defensively claims his technique requires speed. He invites Su Yuan to join the fun but is rejected. Su Yuan explains cultivation has shown him how weak his body is. Zhou watches him leave, thinking he's lost a kindred spirit. But Su Yuan turns back, stating he never wanted to be one. Zhou's eyes narrow with a sudden realization. He smirks, convinced they are the same after all. He's not here for pleasure, he's here to deal with his next assassin. A knock sounds on the door. A subordinate reports he's found the person, but had to borrow guards from the 4th Miss. Su Yuan calmly asks which one. The courtesan he was searching for, a key character from the original story. But she's not where she should be. She's here and her contract ends tomorrow. Su Yuan is stunned, the plot has gone off the rails. He knows this woman is a death flag, meant to cause a fatal clash with the protagonist. He tried to avoid her, but she followed him, forcing the confrontation. He asks how long she's been here, over half a month. His eyes narrow, addressing his subordinate. He gave the order 20 days ago. Why is the news so late? The man, Zhu Yang, admits his incompetence. He bows, awaiting his master's judgment. Su Yuan's hand tightens, crushing his cup. Zhu Yang knows the power gap is immense. He couldn't even scratch his master. Su Yuan notes his sister values this man, a young talent with potential. Zhu Yang watches his master, waiting. Su Yuan decides to test him. A surprise attack should be enough to injure him. He must establish his authority. Suddenly, Zhou Chen appears behind Zhu Yang. He silently warns Su Yuan not to, but a hand flashes out, striking Zhu Yang. The force of the blow shakes the celestial tower. Zhou Chen scoffs at the fallen guard's insolence. He asks Su Yuan for the sentence, maim or kill. Su Yuan stares back, assessing the situation. He asks why Zhou Chen intervened on his behalf. Zhou Chen claims he's just repaying a month of hospitality, but he presses the question again. Su Yuan realizes this is a test of his character. He walks past, recalling his original's violent nature. He gives a simple order, get him out of my sight. Zhu Yang begs, citing the Prime Minister's rules. Zhou Chen smiles, the rules don't apply to the 3rd young master. A silent rooftop signals the end. Zhou Chen warns of trouble with the 4th Miss, but Su Yuan erupts, calling her a worthless stray. Zhou Chen watches his master's outburst carefully. The mood shifts as a new performance begins. The famous Zhe and Zihua sisters take the stage. Zhou Chen is completely infatuated with the dancers. He suggests Su Yuan should call them over. Su Yuan is disgusted by his guard's lack of shame. Zhou Chen makes a crude joke, annoying Su Yuan further. Su Yuan decides to get back to business. Zhou Chen offers to help him with his cultivation. The offer catches Su Yuan completely off guard. Zhou Chen explains his technique can gather qi for him. He eagerly asks if the 3rd young master wants his help. Su Yuan considers, then declines the offer. Instead, he's going downstairs to find the madam. He reveals the courtesan of the year is being bought out. A woman's voice greets him from a lower floor. The madam of the tower asks what brings him here. Zhou Chen is flustered, but Su Yuan is all business. Our boy gets right to the point, stating his demands. His first demand, send the dancers to the top floor. The madam hesitates, citing her daughter's wishes. A flicker in her eyes reveals her calculation. But for him, she'll break the rules and arrange it. A faint smile appears as he states his next demand. He wants the new courtesan of the year for himself. Her face darkens with worry and hesitation. She tries to deflect, mentioning a poetry gathering. Su Yuan cuts through the excuses. How much silver? She insists it's not about silver, the girl has a choice. In response, Su Yuan presents a banknote. Her eyes widen, stunned by the massive sum. He slams the note down, demanding an answer. The madam collapses, completely flustered by the pressure. She begs for just a little more time. Su Yuan turns away, inviting Zhou Chen to leave. The madam protests, saying he can't force the rules. Her face darkens with a silent, grim resolve. Suddenly, she lunges forward in a desperate attack. A powerful energy blast rips through the air. The force of her strike shatters the rooftop. Su Yuan's eye is cold, completely unfazed. Zhou Chen has already intercepted her, pinning her against a ruined wall. Our boy realizes she's a cultivator, as he suspected. Zhou Chen questions why she's making things so difficult. The madam is injured, clutching her chest in pain. Defeated, she says she must follow rules set by a Master Qin. The name gives Su Yuan pause. He glances at Zhou Chen, seeking information. Zhou Chen explains Qin is a famous prodigy from a great family. Su Yuan realizes this powerful figure was never in the original plot. The madam insists Master Qin personally arranged for the girl. His gaze sharpens, connecting the dots. He confirms the courtesan Jin Xuan was sent by this man. Su Yuan begins analyzing the city's political factions. He considers the powerful allies of the crown prince. The local sects wouldn't have dared to kidnap him. He comes to one chilling conclusion: Master Qin is targeting him. The madam is terrified, fearing the consequences of defying Qin. Su Yuan scoffs, ready to challenge this Master Qin. He and Zhou Chen head towards the courtesan's room. Zhou Chen is offered other women to entertain him. He politely declines, wishing Su Yuan well. The two share a silent, knowing glance. Su Yuan continues on his own through the courtyard. A voice from inside invites him in. He pushes the wooden door open. Inside, a woman with pink hair plays an instrument. He recognizes her as the courtesan Jin Xuan. Our boy is momentarily stunned by her beauty. He quickly collects himself, his expression hardening. She asks about music. He says he prefers the human form. He gets straight to the point: you know why I'm here. Meanwhile, outside on the street below, a man with long black hair approaches Zhou Chen. He questions Zhou Chen's sudden loyalty to Su Yuan. Zhou Chen claims he's just making up for past mistakes. He admits keeping the young master happy has its perks. It's a long-term bet on Su Yuan's potential. The camera pans up the side of the building. The black-haired man calls his reasoning mercenary. Zhou Chen agrees, then asks about Su Yuan's recent changes. The man reveals the eldest master ordered them to watch him. Zhou Chen argues possession doesn't grant memories. Back inside, Jin Xuan pleads with Su Yuan. He smirks, offering his brand of help. He reaches to pull a pin from her hair. She holds it defensively, her expression hardening. Su Yuan just laughs at her tired routine. He flicks a finger, summoning red energy. The blast knocks the pin from her grasp. It clatters uselessly onto the floor. He leans in, promising to be gentle. But suddenly, his entire body freezes. Jin Xuan's demeanor shifts, her eyes cold. He can only stare, confused by her power. He realizes he can't control his own body. His own voice is twisted against him. Forced to sit, he questions her hidden strength. This isn't chi cultivation, it's something else. He feels tiny particles swarming his soul. Trapped and unable to call for his protector, his body moves on its own, grabbing her. He's forced to negotiate staying the night. He realizes she's stalling to possess him. They lie in bed, a silent battle raging. Her eyes snap open in sudden shock. Inside his mind, Su Yuan's soul form ignites. He recalls his two secret techniques. One for chi, the other for the soul, an attack that devours. He can't devour too much at once, so he'll wear her down slowly and carefully. 5 days pass in their silent war. Jin Xuan wakes feeling weak and exhausted. She asks what he's done to her body. Su Yuan plays innocent, but his plan is working perfectly. She complains of being sore every single morning. He slyly offers to give her a massage, but she slaps his hand away instantly. She calls him a pervert for his morning routine. Claiming illness, she asks to leave for treatment. He knows it's a lie, she's trying to run. But then he feels a pull on his soul. He's shocked her technique also devours. It's an ultimatum: let her go or they both die. But her soul particles are different, they disintegrate. He smirks, refusing to let her leave so easily. The dispersed energy is actually easier for him to absorb. He offers to accompany her, calling her bluff. If this is her only trick, he's done playing games. She raises a hand, trying to stop his advance. He shoves her hand aside with ease. She challenges him one last time, but Su Yuan is done playing her games. Inside their minds, his soul power erupts. Her own soul form trembles in shock. She tries to bargain, but it's too late. His energy surges forward, ready to devour. He scoffs at her futile resistance. He reveals his true power, a 9th-grade soul master. She begs him to stop, her will breaking. In the real world, she collapses unconscious. Su Yuan lets out a long, tired breath. He turns and calls for someone named Yinger. He scolds her for just standing by. He's furious she let him be controlled for 5 days. He yells at the empty doorway to come out. A hand cautiously peeks from behind the screen. A masked woman appears, reporting the girl has no cultivation. Su Yuan realizes her power is purely soul-based. Suddenly, another man is in the room. He didn't sense his presence at all. The man introduces himself as Sima Yu. Su Yuan acknowledges him with a silent nod. Sima Yu confirms the soul attack but says she's not a soul cultivator. Sima Yu insists the woman is just an ordinary person. Su Yuan is furious, she nearly brainwashed him. The man dismisses it as a special physique. Just then, another subordinate enters the room. He carries a second unconscious woman inside. He explains he captured her in advance for Su Yuan. The masked woman scoffs at his blatant bootlicking. Su Yuan asks Mr. Zhou to explain the physique. Zhou brings up a monster from Su Yuan's past. A memory of the 7-life python surfaces. Its power was an innate talent, not cultivation. Su Yuan asks what physique can control another's body. Zhou reveals she has a charm demon soul physique. A system window explains its terrifying power. It's a perfect match for a corrupt cultivation path. Su Yuan orders Zhou to report this to Su Chang. He then asks about the other captured woman. Zhou confirms she never saw his face. Su Yuan devises a plan to set a trap. Zhou realizes the fascination pill is a drug. Su Yuan tells him to make the scene look authentic. Zhou's eyes narrow with understanding. He warns Su Yuan to avoid physical contact with her. The more he touches her, the easier he'll be controlled. Su Yuan is flustered by the warning. The plan is now in motion. He orders his subordinate to wake Su Jingxuan. The masked woman walks toward the captive. She prepares a special vial to rouse her. A pink mist brings the woman to consciousness. Su Yuan's face darkens, lost in a memory. He recalls slapping the same subordinate before. A foolish move he instantly regretted. Mr. Zhou remembers the incident with a sigh. Su Yuan's hand had swelled with painful thorns. He grimaces, reliving the stinging lesson. Zhou struggles to contain his laughter. Just then, Su Jingxuan's eyes snap open. She rises, facing her captor with a cold stare. Su Yuan calmly explains he's found her a doctor. He invites her to return to his estate. Later, a carriage procession moves through the city. The Prime Minister's banner draws a crowd. 2 men in the street watch it pass. A newcomer named Qin seems particularly interested. His companion offers to introduce him to the estate. He thanks Qin for saving him on a trading trip, but Qin feels a strange sensation in his chest. A woman offers a warm welcome for the night, but Qin clarifies he's looking for someone. He's here to see Miss Jingxuan to settle a bet. He promised to bring back a demon core for her. His companion is stunned by the 7th grade core, but he delivers some terrible news about Jingxuan. Qin demands to know what he means. His friend points to the Prime Minister's carriage. The 3rd young master has taken her away. Suddenly, a guard on horseback looms over them. Qin's face hardens, recognizing the estate's men. The red-haired guard glares down, having overheard everything. His eyes gleam with a cruel amusement. He points a finger toward the carriage. Qin clenches his fist, his worst fears confirmed. The guard laughs mockingly as he rides on. He tells Mr. Zhou he was just teasing some admirers. Inside, Su Yuan notes Jingxuan's popularity while reading. But the official bulletin seems strangely peaceful. Only a small section mentions the northern war. A memory flashes of a massive northern stronghold. Hanbei City is the only defense against the barbarians. Su Yuan worries that the crucial fortress is falling. He tells Zhou that he can't ignore this news. Zhou notes Su Yuan's concern for the northern frontier. Su Yuan's interest is piqued by the internal bulletins. He realizes the public bulletins are heavily censored. Zhou says the news office only reports good news. Su Yuan presses him for details on the chaos. Zhou explains that Su Yuan is sheltered from the truth. He saw demon beasts devouring people on his journey. Su Yuan demands to know why the authorities do nothing. He urges Zhou to speak without holding back. The grim reason: the court has run out of money. Su Yuan is stunned by this revelation. He asks if corruption is the cause, but it's more. The real problem, Zhou explains, is the sex. He lists the drunken immortal Tao, the Xioxiang Pavilion, the Eastern-based market, and even the farmlands outside the city. All of it belongs to the sects, and these powerful sects don't pay any taxes. His father tried to change this but was blocked. The pieces of the political puzzle fall into place. The carriage rumbles on, carrying heavy secrets. He turns, realizing Jingxuan heard everything. She confirms she heard it all, looking somber. He considers her dangerous charm physique, a power too risky to test on himself. He turns to Jingxuan, probing her past. She recounts being saved by Master Qin, a memory of ruin and a shadowy rescuer. Su Yuan scoffs at the classic tragic backstory. He feigns sympathy for her painful past. Then he offers to help her get revenge. She insists her vengeance is already complete. Su Yuan's eyes gleam with understanding. Her sudden shock confirms his theory. She begs him not to make wild guesses, but he knows he's hooked her. He asks a simple, devastating question. Her silence is the only answer he needs. He's stunned his wild shot hit the truth. She deflects, but her eyes betray her. He lays out the grim possibility. Master Qin didn't rescue her, he found her. He suggests Qin killed her family for her power. The accusation hangs heavy in the air. She defends her master's honor fiercely. Su Yuan presses on her sisterly bond. He asks if Qin would rescue her from execution. She claims she dislikes fighting and never cultivated. Su Yuan points out the obvious contradiction. She says the power was innate, a gift from birth. He dismantles her lie with cold, hard logic. He accuses Master Qin of teaching her the technique. Her eyes widen, her silence a confession. He presses her, calling out her stubbornness. She pushes his hand away, a flash of defiance. He offers one last question, demanding honesty. He asks if she knows a man named Qin Mo. The name catches her completely off guard. She confirms they met, revealing a key detail. Su Yuan shuts her down, demanding answers now. She retreats, apologizing for overstepping. He changes tactics, teasing her about jealousy. He admits he wants her power, then presses again. Jingxuan finds her nerve, asking what she gets. Our boy is surprised by her sudden bargaining. He offers a cruel benefit, a gentler torment. She rejects his offer, asking for a quick death. He smirks, saying her life depends on her info. Defeated, she finally agrees to talk. She reveals a bet she made with Qin Mo. But her story isn't enough to earn his mercy. Su Yuan realizes their meeting was no accident. She reveals Qin Mo's clue, Burial Village. He knows the village from the game's story. Its elders were like family to the protagonist, but in truth they were notorious retired killers. His own father led the slaughter of the village. Only one boy survived the massacre. That boy was Qin Mo, fueling his revenge. He must find Qin Mo before he becomes a threat. He narrows Qin Mo's path to 3 options. First, a hero who powers up when wounded. Second, the path with a powerful spirit mentor. Third, a forbidden demonic cultivation path. He admits only Su Chang'e could kill that Qin Mo. He looks at her, asking why she's so afraid. She admits his family's reputation is terrifying. So why, he asks, did she dare approach him? Her gaze hardens with unspoken resolve. He offers safety for one last answer, Qin Mo's goal. Jingxuan looks away, her silence telling. With a pained smile, she says she doesn't know. That was the wrong answer. They arrive at the imposing Su Manor. Her fate is now sealed within his home. Changshan asks Mr. Zhou for a favor. The loyal subordinate awaits his orders. He wants to investigate Jingxuan's family massacre. Mr. Zhou understands the hidden meaning. Changshan suspects a lie in her story. He just needs to know where to start. Changshan's gaze is cold and focused. He names her hometown Jin City. Back at the manor, he enters the training room. It's time to focus on his own power. He begins an intense cultivation session. 10 days pass without him moving an inch. He survives on spirit water and cultivation pills. His cultivation speed is almost unbelievable. A torrent of power erupts from his body. He opens his eyes, sensing a breakthrough. Mr. Zhou confirms his new power level. The subordinate admits he's completely drained. His progress is unheard of in the clan, but his resources are now completely depleted. Pushing further would damage his foundation. He decides to visit the martial instruction court. 2 arrogant disciples block the path. They're surprised to see the 3rd young master. One of the disciples scoffs at Changshan's physique. Mr. Zhou explains they follow the martial path, a path defined by an ancient, destroyed sect. This sect laid the foundation for modern cultivation. They established the Qi path and the martial path, as well as the mysterious soul path, and even the intricate formation path. But the disciple claims the martial path is now obsolete. Changshan wants to know more about them. Mr. Zhou reveals they don't have a true technique. They can only temper their bodies with raw training. This outdated method causes hidden internal injuries. Changshan questions why anyone would choose it. The disciple says it's their only option. For commoners, true cultivation is a distant dream. Changshan's gaze hardens, demanding an explanation. Mr. Zhou takes a long, thoughtful drink. He says the reason is simple and harsh. Techniques are not lightly passed on. He remembers seeing men killed for scraps of knowledge. The only paths for the common man, army or servitude. Sects only recruit the talented and well-connected. So a martial hall was created for the masses. Though flawed, it was their only path to power. Mr. Zhou reveals he was one of them. He spent his life savings on a cheap manual. But the hall had a ruthless system. The capable survive, the incapable are broken. Resources were only for the top ranks. Everyone fought desperately for a slim chance. The path upward was paved with bodies. He risked his life to become a grandmaster. Changshan sees the truth behind the hall. A masked woman reveals a deeper plot. It's a recruitment tool for the Prime Minister. Changshin decides to focus on getting stronger. He heads to the library to study secrets. While reading, he's called Third Young Master. The masked attendant summons him. The Prime Minister is looking for him. He knows it's a remote communication. He gets up and follows the attendant. He asks if the prisoner Su Jingxuan has talked. He ordered a unique form of mental torture. The woman confirms she's been very resilient. She only revealed a small amount of information. The attendant says she was gone for 10 days. He realizes his method was used for 10 straight days. He's horrified she endured his torture for 10 days. The attendant changes the subject, asking why he left. She was investigating Qin Waiju on his orders. He asks if she discovered anything useful. She walks past him, ignoring the question. He fumes, knowing Zhou Chen would have reported back. The attendant thinks to herself that she needs more training. They arrive at a heavily guarded, forbidden courtyard. Deep underground is the Prime Minister's communication device. Changshin stands before a massive, glowing energy orb. The voice of his father asks how he's been. Changshin knows this isn't just a friendly chat. He reports his progress, having reached 8th grade. The orb of energy pulses silently. His father acknowledges the impressive feat. The voice from the orb praises his achievement. Changshin's expression remains cold and unreadable. He waits for the true purpose of this meeting. His father asks about his physique, now an innate Dao body. The Prime Minister offers him unlimited pills for cultivation. Changshin credits Mr. Zhou's technique for his speed. His father agrees and says he'll handle Zhou Chen. Changshin seizes the moment to ask about Qin Waiju. The Prime Minister's face appears, amused by his interest. His father delegates the explanation to his brother. Changshin realizes his brother was listening in. The scene shifts to the Prime Minister's estate. A heavy door swings open. Inside, his father and brother sit before the orb. The Prime Minister Su Yinhe watches silently. His brother Changge begins to explain their history. He mentions a conference from 13 years ago. Changshin impatiently cuts him off again. Annoyed, Changge reveals Qin Waiju is from the sect world. Changshin demands he get to the point. His brother coldly tells him to shut his mouth. Changshin mocks him, saying it's common knowledge. He taunts his brother about an upcoming trip. Changge explains the Tianyuan conference is a warlord meeting. He reveals Qin Waiju survived his sword arts. Changshin connects the dots about their family's influence. He changes the subject, asking about Burial Village. The Prime Minister falls silent, the mood shifting. He confirms that he knows the place, but his eyes narrow, demanding to know the source. Changshin casually says the foxy woman told him. His father notes her special physique makes it credible. He presses further, asking how she revealed it. Changshin reveals he knew about her lover, Qin Mo. His expression is cold and calculating. He accuses his father of spying on him, but Changge admits he gave the order. Changshin begins his story about the woman. He investigated her after hearing rumors. His brother had already killed a local boss to cover tracks. The Prime Minister connects the dots to Burial Village. The father explains he forced the woman to talk. The orb of light vanishes. The Prime Minister turns to Changge for his thoughts. Changge notes that Qin Waiju's knowledge is a serious threat. He regrets failing to kill him at the conference. The Prime Minister's face hardens with resolve. He orders Changge to go to Jingjiang personally. Changge worries about leaving the capital unguarded. His father assures him the city is stable for now. The Northern War buys them a window of time. He declares that this matter takes precedence. Changge agrees all unstable elements must be eliminated. He accepts the mission to Jingjiang Prefecture. His father adds one final, chilling command. Qin Mo is from Burial Village and must be dealt with. He may hold a secret treasure, the soul-nurturing ring. The ring is said to house the soul of a saint. Changge is stunned by the revelation, but his father scoffs at the weakened soul. With his orders clear, Changge departs. He's told to take supplies for his mission. Meanwhile, Qin Waiju waits for a reply. A sudden presence makes him jump. His masked subordinate reports the line is dead. He scolds her for her silent approach. His plan is complete, the final boss is now watching. But an old steward calls out to him. He recognizes Steward Lei, a man of quiet authority. The steward has brought the requested reports. He presents a confidential scroll from Jin Chang. Qin Waiju takes the mysterious message. His fingers close around the sealed report. He senses a strange energy, a kind of lock. The steward warns it will self-destruct if forced. But the old man is merely a courier. He turns to his subordinate with a command. She takes the scroll, ready to break the seal. A flash of energy erupts from the lock. He playfully tosses the open scroll at her. After reading, he prepares for his father's orders. The old steward awaits his master's orders. Qin Waiju asks about his search for Qin Mo. The steward nervously confirms he knows of it. He reports that they found their target, but Chin Waijiu's patience is already wearing thin. He asks if his men took action. The steward explains the target fled, forcing a confrontation. He shamefully admits their target escaped. Chin Waijiu demands a full, detailed report. The guards were outmatched and the target vanished. They eventually tracked him to Changhong Valley, but the man's power was overwhelming. He slaughtered the entire squad, save for one survivor. Chin Waijiu quietly processes the failure. He asks why stronger guards weren't sent. The steward explains he lacks the authority. No one knew this beast could fight above his rank, but he assures him the valley is now sealed. Chin Waijiu scoffs at the foolish plan. He knows this is a classic protagonist power-up. Inside the valley, Chin Mo will level up. In the original story, he would wait at the exit, and the powered-up hero would kill him. He gives a new command, recall the guards. Chin Waijiu repeats his order with cold fury. The terrified steward scrambles to obey his master. Alone again, Chin Waijiu sighs in frustration. He knows ambushing the powered-up hero is suicide, unless he can get help from Ran Kingmo. He could use a favor to seal the valley's exit, but for now, that's just a fantasy. He walks with his guard, Yinger, asking about a captive. Yinger reports the woman's mind seems broken. She just huddles in a corner, completely silent. Chin Waijiu reflects on his cruel, mind-breaking punishment. Yinger adds that the woman's physique caused her immense pain. She twisted and struggled until she was exhausted. His guard is strangely impressed by his methods. She reported it to a Lady Lu Jai for a reward. He curses the name of the venomous Lu Jai. He can't believe he's being rewarded for torture. The reward will be delivered by Lu Jai herself. That thought brings back unpleasant memories. He tells his guard to refuse the reward for him. Changing the subject, he asks for the captive's location. He heads toward the North Garden area. Down a dark hall, the woman waits. He enters the room, standing over his prisoner. Chin Waijiu sighs, looking down at his captive. The woman Su Jingshuan stares back in terror. A memory flashes, being carried down dark stairs. In the present, he's holding her hand. He mockingly asks if she's been sleeping well. She calls him a devil begging for death. He taunts her for not letting go. She immediately rips her hand away. Su Jingshuan stumbles back, trembling in fear. He knows her reaction is completely justified. The silent torture would drive anyone to despair. She collapses to the floor, utterly broken. He feels he's being unfairly cast as the villain. He sighs, gently wiping away a tear. He tells her to stop resisting and follow him. Meanwhile, at the desolate Changhong Valley, a hero approaches a secret realm's entrance. The young man stands before the dark cave. Inside, hulking monsters with blue flames stir. He complains to an unseen, old man. A voice explains the monsters are corrupted beasts. The hero is not thrilled about the danger. The voice says corrupted mortals are easier prey. To save his love, he must take this risk. The spirit warns that killing the master invites a blood feud. But the hero owes Miss Su his life. The old man suggests a much cruder, simpler solution. He reveals Su Jingshuan has a special charm physique. The hero asks about the strange ghosts. He tells the lonely spirit to get to the point. The spirit explains their origin, the great wilderness. The hero's eyes narrow with grim focus. The spirit describes the world's dangerous borders. Our boy is shocked by the wilderness's reputation. The spirit reminds him these ghosts breach this very realm. A terrifying glimpse of a true strange ghost. Back at the captor's dilapidated hideouts, a meal has been prepared for Su Jingshuan. She eats with solemn, silent dignity. Chin Waijiu mocks her grim determination. He knows she's too loyal to betray her love. She looks up, catching his gaze. He awkwardly offers her a handkerchief. He tosses the folded cloth towards her. It lands gently in her lap. He assures her that it's clean. She silently dabs her mouth with it. He realizes he gave her the used one by mistake. He laughs, claiming it was just a joke. She asks Su Changshan if mocking her is amusing. His smile vanishes, replaced by a cold glare. He admits he would much rather kill her. She calls his bluff, telling him to do it. He offers two choices. She instantly picks imprisonment. Her quick defiance throws him off balance. She reluctantly accepts her own grim choice. He asks why she trusts Master Chin so deeply. Her earnest reply makes him laugh out loud. He reveals a terrible secret. Chin killed her family. She refuses to believe his baseless accusations. He pulls a scroll from inside his robe. His claims, he says, are no longer baseless. He places the evidence on the table before her. She accuses him of fabricating the entire thing. He says she'll know the truth at a glance. He claims his only goal is to save them all. He asks why her master never taught her cultivation. Because her charm physique is dangerously unpredictable. He offers a book explaining her unique power. Doubt finally begins to creep into her eyes. He gives her 30 minutes to make her choice. Then he leaves her alone with the terrible truth. He explains the conspiracy against her family. 3 rival merchant guilds paid for the attack. They hired bandits, then silenced them forever. The guilds then seized her family's assets. With all witnesses dead, the case went cold. Master Qin covered his tracks almost perfectly, but years later the stolen assets resurfaced. They were traced to the Konghua Merchant Guild, a guild secretly controlled by Master Qin's own sect. Half an hour passes in heavy silence. Su Changshan steps back into the room. He finds her still sitting, lost in thought. She demands hard evidence of Qin's connection. In response, he summons a mountain of ledgers. She stares, stunned by the sheer volume of proof. He calmly sits down and pours himself some tea. These are a dozen years of the guild's secret accounts. She realizes faking this much data is impossible. Her hand trembles as she touches the books. He even offers the guild's official, fake ledgers. The overwhelming evidence shatters her denial. He leans in close, a triumphant smirk on his face. He just wants to eliminate her every doubt. The choice, he says, is now hers to make. Her world has been completely shattered. He leaves her to process the terrible truth. He knows a seed of doubt has been planted. Her long-held beliefs will soon crumble. Now all Su Changshan has to do is wait. Elsewhere, 2 guards are sparring fiercely. One fighter lands a solid blow, but his opponent counters with brutal force. A single punch sends him flying. The defeated man quickly surrenders. The crowd roars, impressed by the winner's power. Su Changshan watches from the sidelines, unimpressed. He decides it's time for a real fight. He steps onto the stage, claiming the ring. The guards murmur, wary of the 3rd young master. He offers a simple challenge, pure sparring. And for the winner, a bone-tempering pill. The crowd erupts, the prize is invaluable. A hand shoots up from the audience. The previous winner accepts the challenge. Su Changshan smirks, ready to test his strength. He faces his opponent, confident in his new skills. The starting gong rings through the arena. His opponent vanishes in a blur of motion. A fist connects before he can even react. He's slammed to the ground instantly. The guard panics, fearing the 3rd young master's wrath. But Su Changshan slowly rises to his feet. He simply wipes the blood from his chin. He honors the deal, tossing the pill to the victor. Then with a smirk he asks, who's next? The other guards murmur, eyeing the potential prize. Soon, hands shoot up across the crowd. A new challenger eagerly steps forward. Half a month passes in a blur of battles. The daily sparring has taken its toll on everyone. Su Changshan faces yet another opponent. He takes a brutal punch to the jaw, followed by another staggering blow. Day after day, he endures the beatings. But this time, something is different. He unleashes a torrent of red energy. The force sends his opponent flying, smashing him against the arena wall. The guard struggles to his feet, defeat. He bows his head and admits his loss. Su Changshan stands victorious for the first time. He won by relying on his powerful new core. A guard reports that the challenger held nothing back. Su Changshan still honors the deal, rewarding the loser. He winces, feeling the sting of his injuries. His attendant observes the guards are getting bolder. He knows his wins are from raw power, not skill. His blood origin art is a ranged technique, but he's not skilled enough to cast it under pressure. He realizes he still has a long way to go. Suddenly, a female attendant stops him. She brings a summons from a Miss Su. He arrives at a secluded, traditional building. He slides open the door to the room. Inside, books and papers are strewn everywhere. A woman with long pink hair sits in the mess. He steps into the room, finding her waiting. His boots crunch over scattered documents. He calmly pours a cup of tea. He sits, asking if she has finished her research. Looking exhausted, she simply answers no. He tells her she's read enough to decide. She looks up, her decision made. She finally asks for his instructions. He lays out his terms, 3 things. He demands intel on Qin Waiju and for her to feed him lies. His 3rd demand is simple, help him cultivate. She agrees to the first 2 but balks at the 3rd. She blushes, thinking he means dual cultivation. Even he is flustered by her powerful charm. He quickly denies it and she scoffs at his cowardice. He grits his teeth, annoyed by her tough talk. She pours tea, getting down to business. She sees his true goal, using her soul seeds for his art. Her bewitching soul seeds are unlike any other. They can regenerate with enough resources, a fact he already knew from her research. She realizes he wants to use her as a cauldron. She reminds him he tried to control her mind, but he helped her uncover a painful truth. He frames it as a fair trade for his help. She calls him the most shameless man she's ever met. Su Changshan just smirks, taking the compliment. He asks if he's wrong about any of it. Defeated, she admits she never planned to refuse. He offers her a bottle of soul-nourishing pills. She's stunned to see rare soul-purifying pills. He claims he's never stingy with his own people. And a prisoner, he says, is one of his people. With the deal set, he tells her to come to his room tonight. He needs a professional to extract intel. Su Changshan calmly considers his options. Qin Huaiju might have overheard some secrets, but the real plan is to feed her lies and ensure her downfall. Later at the martial arts training ground, Su Changshan spars with a disciple. He easily blocks a flurry of strikes. The disciple presses his attack relentlessly. Su Changshan weaves through the blows. His infinite heart demon incantation activates. A red energy shield materializes instantly. The blood mirror a powerful defensive art. But his opponent is far from done. He leaps forward for another attack. Su Changshan summons a wall of shields. The disciple's attacks are completely neutralized. He finally feels like a true cultivator. Enraged, the disciple's eyes glow red. He unleashes a powerful martial technique. The onlookers are horrified by his audacity. From the sidelines, a new fighter watches. Su Changshan braces for the impact. The disciple lunges, aiming a final blow. His fist smashes into the unbreakable shield. Victorious, Su Changshan challenges the crowd. He needs to master his arts before facing Qin Mo. Suddenly, a masked woman appears. He recognizes Yinger, who offers a reward. She approaches with a secret technique from Lady Lu Jai. He takes the book, surprised by her speed. She reports the eldest young master will arrive soon. The eldest young master is a formidable swordsman. Su Changshan plans to use his brother against Qin Mo. She disappears in a flash, much to his annoyance. He notes Su Jingshuan has been watching him daily. She silently observes him, then leaves. He follows her across a bridge. He finally calls out to her. She turns, questioning his approach. He cancels their nightly session. His expression is uncharacteristically serious. He recalls their silent, nightly soul refining. Their routine was simple: enter, refine, and leave. He tells her she needs to rest and recover. He asks her to stop calling him young master. She agrees, sensing there's more to this. He asks why she watches him train. He presses, asking how he compares to Qin Mo. Su Jingshuan considers his question seriously. A slight, knowing smile crosses her face. She asks him directly, "Are you jealous?" She gives her honest assessment of Qin Mo. If they fought now, he'd die in a single blow. Su Changshan is shocked by her brutal honesty, but he admits it makes sense for the protagonist. She's surprised by his calm acceptance. He already knew Qin Mo killed two of his family's experts, and that was when he was only at the 8th grade. She confirms that even then, Qin Mo could have killed him. He wouldn't be able to handle one of his killing moves. Su Changshan asks about this ultimate technique. She demonstrates with a simple hand gesture. He stares, completely underwhelmed. He scoffs that every basic sword style does that. It's not the slash, she says, it's his speed. He dismisses it as a simple dash skill. But Qin Mo covers 10 meters in an instant. He moves like a phantom, cutting down enemies. Su Changshan knows that speed is for grandmasters. He presses her for more details. She explains it's like he teleports mid-movement. He blurts out what sounds like a game command. He recognizes the move from a video game, a bug exploit for a long-distance charge. He questions if iframes exist in the real world, but in the story, it was a secret art, a technique that marked Qin Mo for death. Su Changshan simply says he understands. Su Jingshuan is stunned by his quick acceptance. He trusts her because she's his subordinate now. His words seem to affect her deeply. She reveals the technique has a major drawback. It left him vulnerable after every single use. Su Changshan figures it's the price for such power. He then asks why she's so focused on Qin Mo. She deflects, saying he'll meet him soon enough. He presses her for an explanation. She pulls out a small, rolled scroll. A message reveals Qin Mo is on the move. The Prime Minister's son wants him lured out. He realizes this was the original villain's trap. Su Jingshuan was a plant from the start. His first mission, kill the protagonist. But he starts to connect the dots. The goal isn't for him to win the fight. It's for him to be killed by Qin Mo. Su Changshan's expression hardens with understanding. He asks what she told the Prime Minister's son. Only surface details, not the village's destruction. The villain's grand plan is now obvious. He wants to turn Qin Mo's powerful allies against him. A brilliant move to recruit a hidden force. But the entire plan is based on a fatal flaw. The villain is fighting shadows that no longer exist. Su Changshan reaches into his robes. He pulls out a small blue book. He offers it to a stunned Su Jingshuan. It's the secret manual for her soul cultivation. She can't believe he's just giving it to her. Her composure is completely shattered. He sees no reason to hold it back. She asks if he isn't afraid of betrayal. He explains it's a mutually beneficial arrangement. Unlike their old master, he offers the complete art. He calls it an investment in her future potential, and a show of faith in her character. She accepts the manual with trembling hands. She vows to repay this incredible favor. A new bond of loyalty is forged. He moves on to his next meeting. Su Changshan addresses his next contact, Aunt Lu. A woman with purple hair teases him playfully. He confirms he gave the manual to Su Jingshuan. She complains about the manual's exorbitant price. She refuses to pay the greedy Chamber of Commerce. He quickly agrees that she's right. Pleased, she offers him any favor in return. But he only wants information on Qin Huaijiu. She teases him, demanding he call her big sister. Seeing his stony silence, she quickly relents. She was planning to discuss this with him anyway. She asks if he can truly part with Su Jingshuan. Su Changshan doesn't understand her question. Aunt Lu plans to use her as an undercover agent, a dangerous mission that could get her killed. She asks if there's a bigger fish behind Qin Huaijiu. She reveals her guards suspect a hidden mastermind. The capital is a web of conspiracies, so she asks again, can he sacrifice his new ally? He answers without hesitation, of course. Aunt Lu reveals Su Jingshuan has already agreed. This news clearly catches him off guard, but he argues she's not suited for spy work. Aunt Lu simply says those things can be trained. She offers to have her guard train him. Aunt Lu urges him to ask Su Jingshuan himself. Su Changshan doesn't understand why. She warns that Su Jingshuan could become hers instead. He realizes she's building her own faction. He hesitates, weighing his options. Finally, he relents and calls her big sister. Overjoyed, she asks if he has more questions. He asks about Qin Huaijiu's plot to kill Qin Mo. She knew, but his brother vetoed the plan. Su Changshan is relieved to have avoided a death trap. He asks how they'll explain this to Qin Huaijiu. The excuse, a treasure, protects his soul from control. Elsewhere, a new pair discusses their target. The woman dismisses Qin Mo as a weak cultivator, but the white-haired man poses a chilling question. His companion realizes the terrifying truth, a soul ring. He suspects Qin Mo had a real-time guide. She remembers the legends of the soul ring. A living saint resides within it. His companion begins to understand the stakes. The man declares Qin Mo cannot die, but Su Jingshuan hasn't succeeded in her mission yet. The city has a deadly formation. A new pair approaches a swirling purple rift. The white-haired man places his trust in her. His companion gathers energy at her fingertip. She unleashes a blast of turquoise power, carving a path through the chaotic energy. They step through the portal into another realm. Inside, monstrous beasts stand guard. Qin Huaijiu questions the strange fog around them. His companion explains it's a void rift. A corrupting force taints everything in this space. He realizes this realm is infested with strange ghosts. She asks if they should destroy it or retreat. If these beasts escape, an entire city will fall. Qin Huaijiu decides to leave the realm intact. He believes a treasure lies hidden within. They agree to search for 3 days. Elsewhere, someone sneezes loudly. Outside the valley, Qin Mo feels uneasy. A voice teases him about his worries for Su Jingshuan. The spirit of his master finally awakens. The old man argues he's earned the title. Qin Mo heads back towards Jingjiang City for a rescue. His master warns of the city's powerful defenses, but Qin Mo is determined to save Jingshuan. The master's spirit agrees to hide his aura. Qin Mo offers a simple word of thanks, but the spirit senses someone approaching. He warns Qin Mo to stay completely silent. A rustle in the grass puts him on guard. A mysterious woman with a sword appears. His eyes narrow, assessing the new arrival. She stands before him, an imposing figure. Qin Mo readies his blade for a fight. The woman seems puzzled by his reaction. An awkward silence hangs between them. She simply asks for directions to Jingjiang City. Relieved, he confirms he knows the way. The woman, hopelessly lost, asks for help. He points her in the right direction. With a word of thanks, she departs. As she leaves, she drops several small stones. They shatter on the ground with a sharp crack. He picks up a fragment, examining it. The master's spirit is impressed by her power. She's a grandmaster before the age of 19. His master reminds him the world is vast. A talent like hers is a rare, peerless find. Qin Mo realizes how far behind he truly is. The master insists he shouldn't look down on himself. Qin Mo barely acknowledges the encouragement. The spirit asks why he didn't join the girl. He admits he felt a deep sense of danger. His master questions this as she seemed harmless. He can't explain it, just a gut feeling. The scene shifts to a towering library pavilion. Inside, a red-haired man studies the world's lore. He reads an internal report, seeing how bad it is. Years ago, a great marquis held the border secure, but his recall plunged the border into chaos. Ancient laws state sects must protect the people. They must also provide disciples for the army. But over 1,000 years, the laws were corrupted. Now the border armies are fractured factions. He flips a page and something clicks. He sees an illustration of the barbarians. They aren't human. He pulls a chronicle from the shelf. The text confirms they are a non-human race, an intelligent, humanoid monster race bred for war. He never cared about this in his past life. He now understands why no one romanced them. He slams the battle report onto the floor. Time to check the latest reports from the front. A report details Princess Huayuan's recent victory. The local powers had refused to fight. Each faction selfishly preserved its own strength. The stalemate only ended with her arrival, Princess Huayuan. She was once a royal hostage, raised by the loyal Marquis Wu. She loved war and soon commanded troops herself. A life of battle forged her into a leader. Her first act in the city was to summon all the leaders. She called out those whose negligence caused the disaster. Then, a flash of power obliterates the dissenters. She had seized control of the city's grand formation. Her royal blood gave her absolute authority over it. Under her command, the siege was finally broken. He sighs the situation is still a total mess. He notes she even executed one of her own. A world where allies might stab you in the back. He sighs again, it's just too chaotic. A voice asks what's so messy. He's instantly flustered, distracted by her outfit. He quickly sits up, claiming to be reading war reports. She leans in, teasing him for caring about politics. He stands, saying now that he can cultivate, he has to care. She smirks, reminding him of his own advice. Someone told her to take initiative, so she did. He realizes the power he gave her is growing fast. He tries to dismiss her, telling her to return at night. She lets out a small, amused laugh. She teases him, asking what difference the time of day makes. He's completely flustered, calling her an enchantress. Giving in, he agrees to go with her. As they walk, he says he needs to discuss something. The Blackscale guards suspect Qin Huaijiu has a backer. They want her to return to his side as a spy. She asks if her opinion on the matter even counts. He immediately tells her that of course it does. Forcing her into this would only backfire. He asks her what she truly wants to do.